Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Oh, you can. Okay. See, I told you I was ready for y'all, but my everything is going haywire. But anywho, um, like I said, let me go back. Let me go back. Um, try to snap this onto me. I'm gonna do that. Can you hear now? Cause it's the microphone. Can you hear it now? Somebody let me know you can hear. Because otherwise, I'm wasting my time. Okay. I feel like I just keep going over and over. But you know what? I'm going to give y'all an hour of this. And hopefully you'll take the good part of it and you'll learn not to trust your family. But anyway, like I said, she never told me about the party. I never knew anything about it. He was telling me he went to the party. He had pictures. So I'm like, okay, well, show me the pictures. Never once showed me the pictures. And so finally, like I say, my conscience got the best of me, which to me, your conscience is God. And baby, he was talking all up in my ear. Like, something ain't right, something going on, what is going on between them, what they doing. And so, and he started acting real stank toward me. He's never did that before. He told me we talked like if I was cheating on him because I was supposed to go home and see him, visit him. And I forgot what we got into. It's like he made up an argument about, I forget whatever it was. But I'm like, boy, you know, when I get home, when I come home, I'm going to come straight to you. I'm going to see you. And I ain't thinking about nobody else. You know, I'm going to be with you. Whatever. What you mean, whatever? I said, whatever. Just do what you want. I said, what you mean? I said, you act like I ain't never messed around on you. I ain't never cheated on you. Yeah, whatever. And I'm wondering, why was he so dry all of a sudden? So that still went over my head. So now my conscience is really beating me up, telling me something is not right between them two. And my auntie still hasn't told me about this party. She still hasn't told me about this party. I still haven't seen no pictures. Now, I remind you, we're friends on Facebook. Where are the pictures? So I know something is going on that she's hiding, don't want me to know about. But he throwing it up in my face. So I tell my mother, I'm like, Ma, they messing around. You think so he would do that? She is not like, Ma, they're messing around. You think so? I said, I know so. I said, first of all, you know your child is very clairvoyant. I've been clairvoyant all my life. Some of my family members know this too. I've called out things on family members and it happened. Came right to light. But I told my mother, they're around. You think I don't think she would do you really? Yes, I really think so. I do. And so I told my daughter, who was crazy about that man, because he raised her for a great part of her life. And I told her, and she like, Ma, no. You think so? I said, yeah. I don't think. See, the thing about it is when you know, when God tells you things, when your conscience, I keep telling y'all, your conscience is God. When something keep weighing on you, keep telling you, keep getting in your head, most of the time it's true. And then people will have you thinking you're crazy for something that you know is true. So, like I said, they didn't believe me. Oh, no. Yeah. I said, okay, something's going on. At the same time, I'm down here in Houston. I'm moving. I had just got a new apartment. Put the money down. Me always get an apartment and get the apartment for like maybe 5 days before my day to move in. I go in and clean and blah, blah, blah. And then I move in. Okay? I'm moving in the process. Well, through all this, I get a phone call. And my uncle passed. My uncle died. I'm like, wow. Now this uncle, my ex did not know at all. He knew my other uncle, who lived with me. He knew him, but he didn't know this uncle. So I'm like, okay. I told my mother. I told my daughter. Because my daughter was still communicating with him as well. Do not tell this man about, hey, baby, do not tell this man about my uncle's funeral. And if he show up, because he does not know my uncle like that, but if he show up, you know who invited him and who he gonna come with. Because he don't know my uncle like that. Nobody's telling him. He has no business really even being there. So if he show up, y'all know who told him. And at the same time, I'm down here. I'm looking on flights. I'm getting ready to get flights. I'm about to, fly out because I want to go to the funeral. Checking flights and everything. And I was this close to getting a flight. To go out. And I was dealing with the ex, soon to be ex. I was talking to him too, because I was single. I was dating. I was talking to him, and we were down here trying to figure out what we were gonna do. And he pissed me off. So at this point, I just was like, you know what? I need to move into this new place. I cannot take a flight out and be gone for 3 days because I'm due to be in this place the next day. So I'm not going to go to the funeral. I'm just going to, stay home. So I didn't go to the funeral. But I had told my mom and I had told my daughter, nobody says nothing and just sit back and see what happens. So I'm in my new place. It's about 7 o'clock that evening. I get a phone call from my child. My child is frantic, crying. And so when she tell me she saw them, I told them. I told you they was messing around. And like I said, this was so ugly at my, who does that? Like, you brought this man, your niece's ex-husband, even if it was, we were married, and this was somebody that I was still seeing with, you brought him to my uncle, your brothers, to my family's funeral in front of everybody. And I don't know what possessed her to do that. I really feel like I keep telling y'all, I feel like this woman wants to be me. Because you want to be so, what's that, irrelevant or relevant? You want to be somebody and you're not. But I guess she want to pull up and be with him, nice looking guy in the Benz, She wanted to, I don't know why she brought this man to my family's funeral and my uncle. But I really feel like, because I know she wouldn't have never did this if I was back in Detroit. She only did it because I was down here. Because he was asking, calling, your mama coming, your mama coming. Kept calling my child, your mama gonna be at the funeral? Your mama gonna be at the funeral? They were worried. Was I coming? No, I ain't coming. But you know what? Let me tell y'all something. I was coming. I had already made my plan. I had already made my plans when I was coming, baby. I was gonna put on all black. Because they hadn't seen me. They don't really see me. I don't go home. I don't deal with family because of things like this. We have a very dysfunctional family. And some of y'all might be thinking, why they've been together? Why are you talking about it? Why haven't you moved on? Because family makes it normal. And the shit is weird to me. This man should never be allowed to come around my family. Go around his. Why you can't go around his? Because he don't want you around his family. They don't want you around their family. You done been put out of the house already. But your son caught that case. And I'm speaking facts. Everything I'm talking about on here, I'm speaking facts. So like I said, why should he be allowed to come around my family? What is wrong with you? So like I said, once the hit the fan at the funeral, her son, because like I said, I'm down here. A lot of people, my family, some don't know him because I don't really deal with my family like that. Do you hear me? Deal with my family like that. So I'm an introvert. I deal with certain people in my family because like I said, my family is very dysfunctional. So a lot of my family members on the other side of the family, on my uncle's side, they didn't really know him. But I did have those cousins that I hang with, the 2, 3, 4 of them that I hang with that knew him. So, like I said, once she popped out with him at the funeral, my daughter see her and my daughter lose it, and she walk up on him having a conversation. And baby, from the conversation, she was running him. Which is funny to me. You let her run you, her. I mean, dictating, telling you, Al, did you? Oh, did I say the name? I'm sorry, but that's what she said. But she was running things, and my daughter was upset, and so they also walked up on her son, my cousin, who knew that man. And baby, let me tell you something. He lit her up. He lit her up, from what I heard. Meanwhile, he down there going off, cussing her out. What are you doing? What the are you doing? Do you know who that is? Do you know who? What is you doing? Oh yeah, he was losing it. They say he crashed out. Meanwhile, I'm down here on social media because I know my family is on social media. I'm going in. I'm crashing out. Because you're disrespectful. And to bring this man to my uncle's funeral to around my family, girl, you really that thirsty, huh? You want attention that bad. You want a man to be on your arm to look halfway decent and drive something nice so they can talk about you so bad, don't you? So, like I said, when that happened, my brother reached out to me, and he called me like, "What's going on, sis?" What was because now they telling my mom, everybody know. But this is what I tell you about. It was so much going on. I had my family members down there on their phone. You know, we take phones everywhere. I had my family members on the phone, seeing me on Facebook, talking about what's going on. And he crashing out to where my brother picked up the phone like, "Sis, what's going on? What's up?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Your brother-in-law there. He there with your auntie, and they together." And I told him this been happening, blah 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 blah. And this way, he said, "What?" He said, "Oh wow, sis, let me call you back. Let me do a little investigating. I'm gonna call you back." My brother hung up that phone, called me back probably about 25 minutes later. "Sis, it's true. They together. I just seen them. They together, and your cousin went off so bad they left. They got in the car and they drove off together. They didn't even go to the repast. They didn't come there together." And so now everybody know. So like I said, that right there, it was very, very traumatic for me and my family, because that same day, I believe my grandmother went to the hospital, and I believe the next day my mom went to the hospital. Yeah. Anxiety attack, thought they was having a heart attack. I'm telling you, it was bad because everybody was going in from every way, from out of town, at the church, at the repast. Then everybody finding out what's happening. She out here with blah, blah, blah. That's Casey, blah, blah, blah. I mean, everybody was talking. Meanwhile, she jumped off in the car at her brother's funeral. She didn't want to ride in the family car. She wanted to ride with him. She jumped off in the car at the funeral, left her the repast and her little mini skirt on at the funeral. Girl, how you dressing? How you dressing at your brother's funeral? Be a shame on yourself, I tell you. So that's how I found out about it. But let me tell you something. Like I said, I know who this woman is. I got a list. I know who she is. And I told you I was going to give y'all hour of this. But I'm going to tell you what I know, my facts, and my truth about her. Once again, I'm not speaking on what people have told me. I'm speaking on what I know about TT. Okay, my mother's sister. So like I said, at the funeral, we was all caught off guard. We were all caught off guard. Because like I said, she disrespected our family by even bringing him there. His dumb ass shouldn't even came. That's why I say, anytime I think she's good. She's good. She's good at what she does. Because any real man, and I've talked to several, because this COCOTV all day, and that's the first thing they said. I wouldn't have never came there. I don't care how good the is. I ain't coming. Yeah, are you dumb? And would have checked out on her. What? What is, I ain't going there. But like I said, when you good, you know, your judgment becomes cloudy. So like I said, she disrespected me. Your niece, your favorite. I'm the same niece that when you was getting high, your child, I took care of that child when you was out all night. Me. We lived on the east side. You and your husband you was married to at that time used to both get high and be gone all night. I took care of that baby. I didn't even have no kids. I was young and I took care of your child. See what I'm saying? So I have done so much for this woman who was supposed to be my favorite auntie. I'm talking about borrow my clothes. Let me tell you something. I used to get money when I was younger. I had nice things when I was younger. Nicer than her. That she came to her niece to borrow her long length nanny goat, her shoes and stuff like that, her long suede. She used to borrow my things. My auntie, my favorite. So like I said, she did. She messed up. The family, it has affected the family a lot because like I said, I don't really even deal with my family no more. Because I feel like she should have been shunned. They made this look normal. And it's not. It's weird. I almost feel like it's incest. Because at my wedding, once again, she was kissing on me and kissing on him. I'm so happy for you, my favorite niece and my favorite nephew. And now you're literally screwing your favorite nephew. So it's sick to me. It is. So, like I said, I know who she is. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. So, and everything that I'm going to tell you about this woman is what I experienced and what I know. When I was about 12 or 13, and I believe she may be about 4 or 5 years older than me. I don't remember and I don't really care. But I would never forget this, and it sticks in my head. It's almost like a nightmare, something that I remember that I never told anybody, but she knows. Anything I'm telling y'all about, I will take a polygraph test. I would love to take one, and she's going to take one too. A lie detector test, I would love to take one. But when I was about 12 or 13, and back then when we were coming up in school, you know, you got sick, you used to be able to go home and leave. And I have said anything to him that I can't see. Hold on. I can't say anything to, I don't know, but somebody, I got messages that they're blocking. Somebody's on here saying some things they shouldn't be saying. But like I say, I have a phone number, you guys. Go look on the profile, and there's a phone number. You can call me. Look, she can call me. I would love for her to call me and speak her piece. Tell your side. Tell your truth. Because we want to know. We want to hear. And for all the family members that been watching everything, tell her to call me. Tell her to speak her truth. So like I said, she got to be about 4, maybe 5 years older than me. And I never forget, I had got sick at school, and they told me to go home. So I went home. I walked home. And at this time, my mother worked, my grandmother worked, and she was going to school for modern dance, a community college. Well, so everybody, the house was supposed to be empty. Nobody's there. So I walked home. I had my house key, and I walked in the house. It was quiet. The phone was ringing. This time we're staying on Tarman and Livernois on Wykes. And so I walked in the house. The phone was ringing. As soon as I walked in, the phone was ringing. And at this time, we had like a den, a back room. And it used to be, the phone would be in there, the TV or whatever. So the phone was ringing. I can hear the phone. And so I go in the door, and when I bust through the door, in my mind, as a 12 or a 13-year-old, all I see is this grown big man who looked like a werewolf because he has so much hair over his body. I'm talking about, I have never, even to this day, I hate hairy men like this man was hairy. He had hair all over his back, all over his body, all over his chest, hair on his buttocks. And I think that's what freaked me out, because I'm looking like, this the boogeyman. And her legs was up in there. All I seen was him going in. And I remember he had a bald spot on the top of his head. He had a bald spot on top of his head. He had a thick goatee. And I looked, and I bust out the room, and they jumped up, and I ran upstairs because I was traumatized. I have never seen nothing like this. 12 or 13, this man was so hairy. It's like he had hair all over his body, like as much as he had on top of his head. So I was traumatized. I ran upstairs, and she came up there like, "You all right? Don't tell nobody," blah, blah, blah. I'm not. And I never told nobody that story to this day until now. And thinking back and remembering, that man was old. She had to be about maybe 17 or 18. He was not in his 20s or even 30s. That man was old. He had a bald spot on the top of his damn head and a big ass goatee and hair everywhere. And I think about that to this day, like, I wonder, was that her mama's boyfriend? Or was that a teacher? I just know this was an old man. Okay? So that was one thing. Okay? That's one thing in my lifetime with her that I know about her. So I keep telling y'all, I know who she is. I just never thought she would have done nothing like this to me. Okay? Then we stayed in that same neighborhood, Tarman and Livernois, and she was dating her baby daddy. I'm gonna call him JL. JL. I love JL. JL was a good guy. This man, and let me tell you something, even as a young child, I knew he was a good guy because he would come over there. He would buy her nice things. They would go places. He would buy me things. He would come spend time with her. You know, JL was a good guy. And so they got into it one time. You know, they used to get into it. And this is why I'm going to tell you that I knew JL, her baby daddy, was a good guy, because they got into it, right? To me, as a young child, it would be her, because he was always trying to make it right, you know. This man had bought some Prince tickets, and at this time, I love Prince. He had bought some Prince tickets. He was going to take her to the concert. Well, they got into it, and she didn't want to go to the concert. And he had bought some nice tickets. He had spent some money for these tickets. So he said, you know what? I'm going to take you to the concert. Remind you, I'm, like I say, probably about, I was young, anywhere between 12 and 13. He wanted to take me to the Prince concert. Now you tell me if that's not a good guy. JL was handsome. JL had a good ass job. He could have took any woman he wanted to that Prince concert if he was messing around on her, if he was playing on her. Take no 12 or 13-year-old girl to see Prince at the Joe Louis Arena. I remember it like it was yesterday. He took me to that concert. He bought me a Prince t-shirt, which I still have to this day. And that's what let me know JL was a good guy. Okay? So, previous to that, my family had transitioned. Half had moved to Houston, half had stayed in Detroit. Because that's what they did. Half of my family moved to Detroit. Half of my family stayed in Houston. Well, you know, we wanted to go down. I can't remember exactly how I went, but I know some of us drove down because we were going to visit my aunties that had moved to Houston. And so me and my cousin, Landa D, shout out to you. My cousin, we want to go. We riding. I forget who we drove with. I think we drove with one of our aunts, but we drove down there to go to Houston. And so, you know, Houston takes you like 28 hours to get here. So, we get to Houston, and next thing you know, we get ready to leave. My mother's sister, TT, she going too. I'm going to meet y'all down there, whatever. Okay, she going to meet us down there in a few days. I thought that she was going with JL because she meeting us down there in a couple days. All right, fine. So we get in the car. We leave before them. So we get down there, you know, by now we stay there a couple days. A couple days later, you know, she pull up. When she pull up with a different guy. A whole different guy. So no sooner than she pull up, she jump out the car. She talking, introducing her little boo thing to her sisters. And, you know, they just traveling. They getting out the car because they done drove from Detroit to Houston. Well, baby, next thing you know, you seen that damn Chevy Camaro turn that corner, jump up in that driveway, and it was JL, baby daddy, by himself. This man drove all the way from Detroit to Houston straight. No stops, no, by himself. He jumped out, and baby, words went back and forth, and hands with the fly, and him and that man had a little struggle. My auntie and them had to jump in. It went down. It went down. And he said something to her. You did this. You came down here. Oh, it was ugly. And she told him she didn't want to be with him no more. She told him she didn't want to be with him no more. But you was with him before he left. So, JL got in that car. He said his words, whatever, told her whatever. I'm gone, F you. It's a done deal. Because she didn't want him no more. She wanted to be with old boy. And he got in his car and he said, I'm going home. And I was like, wait a minute, uncle. Because that was my uncle. I don't give a damn. He was good to me. He was a good man. Wait a minute, Uncle Jay. Because I didn't like Houston when I was younger. I had been here 2 days. It was too hot. And I had got black as charcoal. And I didn't want to stay no more. And so I said, you, can I go? He said, yeah, you can go. Come on. Now, that's what this was a good man. That's not my daddy. That's not even my blood uncle. But he, come on. This little young girl, I ain't got no money, no nothing. I just grabbed my little shit and come on. This is a good man. And then my cousin, Landa D, said, hold on. I'm going too. So we got in that man's Chevy Camaro. He had a bad Chevy Camaro. We got in that man's Chevy Camaro. We got on the road. And this man cried all the way home. Break my heart just thinking about that. He cried all the way home about this lady. Her. When I say he cried all the way home from Houston to Detroit, this man cried all the way home about her. So, like I said, she did him dirty. All right? It's like me and my cousin, we was so mad to see him upset and hurt. We was mad. And we were young, but we seen the hurt and the pain that this man was going through. Driving all the way home. We was mad. And we were young, but we knew she had broke this man. So moving forward to us getting older now, that's when I was young. When I got older, you know, I was an adult. She was doing her thing. I was doing my thing. Well, she was a very well-known dancer in Detroit. She's actually a living legend in Detroit. I would give her that. I would never discredit anybody. She was one of the very first and only first female that started dancing on the ceiling with a chair. And yeah, you heard what I said. Dancing on the ceiling with a chair. She was the very first female that started that. Devastating Dee Dee. Very well known in Detroit. She was a living legend. All the guys loved her. She gave you a show when she performed. She was a living legend. So she had been dancing in the bars for maybe about 5 years. And then I became older and I became a dancer as well. Now, when I started dancing, I started off in the white bars because I was green and I didn't want to be bothered with my people. I'm just going to keep it real. I danced at the white bars. And so she was well known in the black bars. And eventually I would dance in the white bars, but all the girls, the black girls started coming to the white bars and money wasn't the same. And then I would have black guys that would come to the white bars, Silos on 8 Mile. Silos on 8 Mile. I was dancing there and the guys used to come in and be like, you need to go dance to Tony Julian's. And I'm like, I don't know. I've never danced at a black bar. Yeah, you beautiful. You got the body. You need to go to the black bar. And so when I wasn't making no money at the white bar, I would do an amateur contest, go to the black bars or whatever. And this one night, because Tony Julian's, I knew Tony Julian's, you can make a little money in there if you knew certain people on certain nights. This one night, I go up in there, and TT's there. I didn't know, because like I say, she doing her thing, I'm doing my thing. And when I go up in there, she's singing, hey, what you doing here? You dancing here now? You dance? Yeah, she go, okay. All right, cool. So now I'm excited because I'm sitting back, I'm watching her perform. Like she's performing. She was good at what she did. Guys giving her money. I mean, she's a good dancer. I'm proud. It's my auntie. So now she telling people that's my niece, that's my auntie or whatever. I'm dancing there a little bit, And as I dance there, remind you, I'm green because I started off at the white bars. But I've always been a watcher. And I watch my surroundings. And I watch everything that go on. And I would just notice her best friend used to work there. And I used to just notice that they used to be off the chain, just like running back and forth, go do a dance, whatever, go downstairs or go to the bathroom, just running back and forth. I didn't know. Look, I was green. I had just started dancing. She had been dancing probably about 5 years before I even came in to this. And Tony Julian's had money there. She was very well known. And so eventually people would start knowing that was my auntie. And, guys would start giving me money, giving me dance, because that's her niece. Oh, that's her. Okay, little cute stuff. Come on, get on and give me a dance or whatever. And I started noticing some of her dudes because they knew me. And some of her dudes just come in, go get your auntie. I go get her. Oh, such. I ain't gonna name no names, but they used to say he looked like Snoop Dogg, tall and slim. I'm gonna give initial S. Go get your auntie, tell her come here, blah, blah, blah. I go get her, he go talk to her, whatever. Give her some, I watch. And then she run off to the bathroom. Okay? And so, I'm trying to read my notes because it's so much. I'm just trying to talk. Look. I'm sitting there and I'm just watching all the activities go on. And this one night I'm there. A guy came up to me. Dark-skinned chocolate man. And remind y'all, everything that I'm telling y'all, this happened to me. My experience. We could take a polygraph test, lie detector test. I have no problem. But I'm sitting there, and this one guy came up to me, and let me tell you, anybody know anything about the bar scene? You have to have conversation if you expect to make some money, you get your dance, or even have a drink. And I'm talking to him, and he's talking, hey, how you doing, or whatever, and I'm telling him, I'm doing all right. And so he's like, how long you been here? Because I guess they can tell I'm green, because let me tell you something, I never was the type of female, when I worked in the bar, to just go up to guys. I did, but I picked and chose who I want to deal with. There had to be some money involved. You had to look like money. Well, I sit in the corner by myself and buy my drink or eat me some wings. That's what I used to do. But he came up to me and he's like, how long you been here? And I'm like, I usually be over at Silos on the 8 Mile, but I be here in the daytime and blah, blah, blah. So we talking. So he said, yeah, I used to come down here, I used to female, I used to talk to Devastating and blah, blah. I'm like, oh, that's my auntie. Devastating D, that's my auntie. He said, yeah. He said, oh, that's your auntie? I said, yeah, that's your auntie. I'm like, yeah. He said, oh. He said, She got a son? I said, yeah. My cousin Blase Speed. He said, yeah. He said, that's my son. I said, what? He said, that's my son. I said, no, his daddy name, he got the same name as his daddy. No. He said, matter of fact, I'm the ninja that she got into it where he knocked her teeth out because of me. He called us together. I said, huh? He said, yeah. He said, that's my son. He said, don't he look just like me? And I looked. And he did. But I was just like, I was thrown aback because I didn't know none of this. I didn't ask for none of this. And I'm just confused. Like, okay. So that messed my whole night up. I immediately went home and called my mama. Like, mama, this man came in the bar and told me this. And you know, she probably got on the phone and called and whatever. But, so yeah, that was another experience of me knowing who she was. Like, wow, okay. I didn't know because I didn't ask for that information. So later on down the line, like I say, we're grown now. We're doing our own thing. And now I'm hanging out, she's hanging out, and I end up going to this. I went to Tony Julian's this night, but no money there. You know what? I'm going to this other spot. I heard they be having, you know, amateur contests on Plymouth. Then the Rain Tree. We'll go over to the Rain Tree. And so she see me and she's like, hey, what you doing? You about to go? I'm like, yeah, there ain't no money here. I'm about to leave, auntie. I'm gone. Oh, where you going? I'm going to the Rain Tree. They got an amateur contest. I'm going over there, you know. Because I did. One thing about me, I used to dance too. I used to be able to really dance. And I was cute and little. I had the little white girl body, you know. And so I did pretty good as well. And so I was going to get to me an amateur contest. She like, you about to go? I'm going to go with you. And I said, okay. So she said, I'm going to follow you in my car. And okay, fine. I get in my car. I go to the Rain Tree. Well, I had been to the Rain Tree a couple times anyway, and I had knew the manager, which was my boy, Mr. C. And I can say that because that's not his real name, but Mr. C at the Rain Tree. And I had been there. Mr. C was cool as hell. And so this day I tell him, hey, Mr. C, I got my auntie now. If you know anything about the clubs, working at the club, strip club, you got a deadline, a certain time you're supposed to be there. It's only going to be so many girls they let in. So when I go, I'm telling him, look, I got my auntie with me, you know. Can she come in? And so he's like, who you got with you? I'm like, that's my auntie. He come out. He look at her. He all in. He hooked. The temptress has got him. He like, that's your aunt? I'm like, yeah, that's my auntie. Okay, yeah, she can dance here tonight. Right, cool. So next thing you know, she dancing there. And next thing you know, they become an item. Now, I knew C. C was my boy. He was real cool. I used to go there and dance because he was good people. I knew how C got on too. C used to have them party favors. So, like I said, and I only know because I never indulged, but all the girls damn near did. So I knew my thing was the Chief Keef and my drinks. That's the only thing I was doing back then. But Mr. C was the man. And from my understanding, that's what get the girls up and going. It keep you going all night. And so, like I said, her and Mr. C end up becoming an item. And eventually, he would take her out the bars. She didn't dance no more. She at home. She eventually ended up having a baby for Mr. C. And between that and her being home, it all went downhill from there on. She would be at home all the time. He wanted her to stay home with the child while he worked. Um, she would be home all the time, having parties, having her best friend over there, Candy Cane. And Candy Cane did the same thing she did back then. Candy Cane was off the chain. And so, like I said, she would always be having parties at the house. They would play cards all night and everything, and but baby, wouldn't you know, she slept with her best friend brother while that man was upstairs sleeping. You heard what I said. And he was a good dude. And I only say good dudes that I don't see putting their hand on you. I don't see you struggling, you homeless, you ain't got no food. I don't see a guy that's bad that don't disrespect you. Like, so to me, and I knew, if it wasn't for me introducing her, even taking her to the rain tree, she would not have known Mr. C. That was my dude, my homeboy. She only got in because of me. So like I said, eventually, they had a baby. She would be home and he would be working all the time, and she would be having parties, and as far as like card parties, and she started cheating on that man and slept with her best friend's brother in the basement while that man was upstairs. And which is crazy to me, because all I could think of is your best friend was the lookout while he upstairs, y'all downstairs in the corner somewhere. You bent over. I'm just saying. My mind wonders. Like, so that didn't work out. It didn't work out. So, like I said, I keep telling you, I know who she is. The fact that she don't even know that I know to this day she slept with another boyfriend of mine, E. Oh yeah, I'm calling you out because I know they're gonna post this. I don't care. She slept with E, her, who was my dude for about 5 years. She slept with Walter, her brother's best friend, who her sister slept with as well. She knew her sister had slept with Walter, and she went right behind her and slept with Walter. Now, I personally think she only slept with E because he gave her some party favors and said, yeah, you better tighten me up. Same thing with Walter. So like I said, I know who this woman is. I promise y'all, I never thought she would have done this to me. I thought I was the favorite. I thought I was off limits. I thought mine mattered. Apparently not. So, like I said, this caught me off guard because she had got married. She had married her dude. And let me tell you something. In the beginning, like I told y'all, the family did not like this man. We didn't. We did not like her husband. We actually hated him because we felt like he was too controlling. We felt like he was too controlling of her because she couldn't wear certain things. She couldn't go nowhere. She couldn't eat certain foods. She only could eat seafood and I believe chicken. She couldn't be around her family members, only certain ones. She brought him around me though, her favorite. I was the first person that she really brought him around because nobody liked him. Why we ain't heard me? Why you ain't called? Why you ain't? Because of him. But now in hindsight, I see why this man did what he did. Because he too was a dope boy at one time. He used to be in the club. He used to be in the streets. He knew who she was. So that is why he didn't want you wearing short dresses. You got to wear something past your knees or to your ankles. He didn't want you around your friends because he know she liked them party favors like you did, and he knew how she get out. He used to be up in the club too. See, he changed his life because he almost didn't make it. When God give you that second chance of life and living, some people listen and it opens their eyes and they change. And that's what he did. He changed. He wanted her to change. He said, if I marry you, you're going to have to walk this path with me. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. We changed it for God. He had her in church. She was praise dancing. I'm talking about she was praise dancing, baby. Because that's what she went to school for, modern dance. She was good at it. I'm talking about when she talked, he answered for her. And I only know because she brought him to my house. Like I tell y'all, everything that I'm telling y'all is the truth. Lie detector test, please. Because I want her ass to be tested. Because I know she lying and denying. Because she don't want nobody to know her truth. Anything about me, I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed of anything. My past is my past. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I am an open book. What about you, TT? So, like I said, this second husband she was with, this is the only one that I can honestly say she was with him for a while. And I only believe because he kept a tight leash on her. For real. When they came to my house, baby, I had cooked. I remember like it was yesterday. I had grilled, and anybody know I cook. We cooking right now. I cook. I had made ribs, steak, seafood. I had hot sausage, which were her favorites at that time, red hot. And baby, I told my auntie, come on in, y'all come over, get you something to eat. There's drinks in there, get you hot sausage. Oh, she ain't eating that. Why not? She don't eat that no more. Okay, well, go on get your drink. She don't drink no more either. Okay. Oh yeah, I know I can get something. I can get. She tried to get a little heart. You know, she always tried to get heart when she around other people. So I can just eat half of what I'm like. Okay, well if he don't want you to have none, maybe you shouldn't have none. And I did not like that man. None of us did. But in hindsight now, after the smoke has cleared, I see why this man did what he did. First of all, he is a man of God and still is, because yeah, I reached out to him. I did. I reached. We talked since this happened, and he still is a man of God. He didn't beat her down. He was disappointed. Like, wow, really? He said he more embarrassed because he was married to her, because she went to his church. She was in around his parents. His parents are big in the church. He was ashamed of her. Your own auntie did this to you, and I thought y'all was tight. That's what he said. Apparently not, because she left you and went and got my husband. So, like I said, this is the only relationship out of all the relationships I'm telling y'all about, all the people she met, I honestly cannot think of anybody she have been with in a long-term relationship that she have been faithful to. I can't. And she has had some good guys. Good guys. Guys with money. She just can't be faithful. And I know what y'all thinking. She faithful to him. You believe that? That Coney Island man was on my page the other day looking. So she must have said something to him. And I talked to him too. He told me they still friends. While they was together, while her sister was together. I said, oh, y'all still talk? He said, no, we're still friends. I said, oh, okay. See, she's a user. She only with you when she can get out of you. And as soon as you don't give her what she want, whether that's party favors or money or a place to stay, or if you question about what she doing and how she doing it, she has a problem with that. Because she don't want nobody telling her what to do or trying to count or keep tabs on whatever it is she doing. So she moves around. That's what I'm saying. She done got into him and her and the mister, then fell out off and on too. And she done popped up over my mama house before with somebody else, helping move some stuff from the upstairs neighbor out the house. And they must have been fighting then because she didn't come with him. He brought a guy with him to move the stuff he had bought. And she was telling my mom, oh, he gonna get my stuff when he come over here. He gonna get my stuff. See, she was talking to my mama like I said, to put a chest out to let my mama know she got mine. Oh, you know the mister, because I said his name one time. I slipped up, but I ain't making him relevant. But yeah, he gonna come and get my stuff because my mother neighbor had moved out upstairs or past and left some stuff. They were selling some stuff, furniture and everything. Oh, the mister, he gonna come get my stuff when he come get this keyboard and whatever, because he's a sound man as well. And so my mother was like, okay, all right. But when he came back with his homeboy. He didn't come get his stuff. He left. And my mama said, oh, they must be arguing or something. They might not even be together because he didn't come get us stuff. I said, I don't know, but they fall out. They get into it. I don't know what's going on, but she came and got the furniture that she bought with another dude. He was light-skinned. That's all I know. He was light-skinned. So she probably cheated on him too. He's a cheater. He might have cheated on her because one thing about him, he used to be. He's in a band and he got women that he's not bad looking. And he used to get out there. So, like I say, to me, both of them make a good team together. An ex-doughboy and an ex-crackhead, they make a good team. They really do make a good team together. They go together. But like I said, she is a serial cheater. So I know who she is, y'all. It's all good. I'm not mad. The reason I'm doing this because I want people to know, my family to know. Let me tell you something. I'm about to end this curse. The family curse. This here, it's not going to happen no more. I'm tired of it. They make things look normal. This man should not be allowed to be around my family, my mother, at all. And she technically shouldn't feel comfortable with him coming around. But what can you tell people? That's why I mind my business and I stay to myself. But like I said, just know this here has caused a lot of trauma to me and my family. Because I don't even deal with my family. I don't even look at my family the same. I don't even trust my family. Because you allow things like this to happen. Now, I will say some of my family members feel like me. They really don't want to deal with it. They probably hi and keep on going. Because they worried about their man. And as you should. That's why I'm telling y'all, when she come around, watch her. I've heard stories about her doing things to other people's husbands, her sister's husbands. So watch her. This is why I'm telling y'all, I'm okay over here. And thank you to my friends who reached out asking me, did something happen? Did she Nope. I'm just telling y'all because I'm going to end this curse. Dysfunctional family. Ain't no more secrets. There's going to be a whole lot of stuff coming out. I'm telling. That happened to me. See, this is why I really don't think the family give a flying about me. because there's so many things that happen to me. Nobody talks about them. I'm telling. And I'm putting all y'all on blast. So yeah, I know who my auntie is, who slept with and sleeping with my ex-husband. I was still seeing that man. It's okay. Let them have peace. Okay? I wanted y'all to know because she lied. They lied. They lied on me so bad. And our family fell out. I don't talk to my cousin, which is her son, which was one of my favorite cousins. I fell out with his wife. It's there's other levels to this shit. But she did this to our family. I just want to know, is he worth it? For real. So, y'all like, share, and subscribe. I almost didn't come on here because, like I said, I was having technical difficulties. But I didn't want to not tell y'all because I want the story to be put out. And yeah, I feel like they're trying to find me because I've been getting all type of weird phone calls. I am not afraid. Bring it. Y'all want to sue? I'm going to counter sue. Just know that. And I'm going to post the rest of the text messages. I'm going to have to go in and block some of the stuff out because he talking real nasty what he want to do to me. Since he didn't want me, auntie. And at the end of the day, like I said, may they be at peace. But just know, if you see that woman around, watch your man. Because if she'll do it to me, she definitely will do it to you. And honestly, I really feel like she has done this before to a friend. Because a lot of her friends she done fell out with. Some of her cousins she done fell out with. I bet you she done slept with their boyfriends or husbands. Because this is what she does. And actually, this is what they do. I fell out with her mother, which is my grandmother, because she tried to take up for her. And then in having a conversation with my grandmother also told me, she want us to, get over this, men come and go. And she had also did this to her sister when she was younger. Then it all hit me. Yep. This is what they do. See, it starts from her. Because she really didn't see nothing wrong with it. I just want y'all to be all right. Then I talked to another one of my aunties and confirmed it that they talked to their mother because she was trying. I remember the family was in an uproar. I'm talking about it was going down. Everybody was talking about it. Everything was going on. And they actually had a conversation with her and they were telling her, Mama, that's not right. We don't do that. Because she was saying, yeah, well, they're not together. They don't have no kids. I lost my baby. I was pregnant by that man. I lost my baby when I was 7 months. Full baby. See, you don't talk about that. They don't know that. But that's what it was. They don't have no kids together. That's what my grandma said. So it was okay for my aunt to be with him since I ain't have no kids by that man. And he don't want her. That's what she said. He don't want her. So I don't understand. What's the problem? That's what my grandma said about me to her daughter and my ex-husband, who I was still seeing and being intimate with. And it wasn't until her daughters, my mother and my other auntie jumped in and told her, Mama, we don't do that. What is wrong? We don't do that. Oh, well, I didn't know. See, probably back in the 50s, 40s and 50s. But we ain't doing this now in the 2000s and in the 90s. We don't do that, Mama. So that's what let me know that she came up this way. She came up being loose. And some people say it's not an excuse because something happened to them when they was younger or whatever. But my thing is this. When you get older, you change your behavior if you want to. If you are always promiscuous growing up, and if you find a man that's good to you or something happened to you, at one point do you change your life and say enough is enough? I want to be happy. I'm tired of sleeping with all these men. I want one man. I don't want to be with him, her. I want one man, my man, my man. And then you keep doing it. The older you get, then that's just what you want to do. A serial cheater would do that. Jump from one relationship to another. Like I said, she left Mr. C and was with her last husband. She left her husband and she's with my husband. She was with my husband and she's been messing around. I'm telling you, I know, because I've talked to a couple people. They off and on, but the thing is, you're not faithful. She can't be faithful. Anybody that jumps from relationship to relationship can't be faithful. That's just like me. It's like me. I've been separated for over a year now. Over a year, I haven't been intimate with no one because I'm not easy. Never been easy. Okay? I don't sleep around. I'm not easy. So if a person jump around from Peter to Paul every time, that's what they like doing. So I get who she is. I just never thought it would have happened to me, y'all. So the moral of the story is watch who you bring around you. Family too. Like I say, it hit different when it's family. We know friends not going to be loyal. But family, you have to be careful who you bring around. And watch how people move. Because this woman used to be at my house. Used to be at my parties. Everything. And all I can think now, I promise you, I go back and think, and I think, was they messing around then? And they had to be. Because for this woman to leave her husband, not even 90 days, go find man. She was looking for him. Called me. See, they forget all this. She called me she sells insurance. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently, I guess if you sell insurance, State Farm, you've been selling State Farm all her life. About 10 years, 20 years, girl, get a better job. You can't even retire with State Farm. Unless you a manager or something. I'm sure you ain't even that level yet. But anywho, she called me one day and was trying to act like she was selling something. And I caught on to her voice. I said, I speak to blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to sell them. And I'm like, blah, blah. I called her by name. I said, blah. Oh, Casey, yeah. Oh, girl, I said, I thought that sounded like you. I thought that sounded like you. And she said, yeah, girl, I'm selling my job, got me making these calls and blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, okay. And she was like, girl, where he at? I said, he at home here. What's his number? I said, I don't know the number, blah, blah. Oh, okay, girl, I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to sell this, blah, blah, blah. She was looking for him then. This before this happened. So it makes me think, y'all messing around prior to. And it's sad if they were, because at my wedding, at the reception, his brother also was getting money. The Miller, okay, Mr. Miller, his brother used to get money, and I didn't know, but I did notice they was talking and conversating that day. And he told me as well, because let me tell you something. When this happened, I reached out to everybody, because one thing about him, he wants to keep everything a secret. Just like I know he finna be mad about this now. He's finna be mad as hell. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? He was mad. But, because his family, he don't be wanting his family to know what he do. But I got right on the phone and called his sister. Hey, you know your brother talking to my auntie, the one that was at my wedding, and blue, 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 blue. She said, what? No, girl. Yes, he is. Then I called his brother. His brother said, what, man? That guy's desperate. He just want to be loved, man. His wife used him because he married a younger woman. He took care of her son because she had a son that was autistic. She used him and dogged him. He just want to be loved, man. Why would he mess with her? I used to do, but man, I was sleeping with her. I was hitting her. I said, what? You slept with her too? He said, yeah. He said, the day of your reception, I was with her. I said, I did see y'all talking, but I didn't pay attention. He said, yeah. I used to kick it with her too. And I believe because he used to drive that red Corvette that used to stay at Tony Jr.'s. He used to have a vet. You know, she liked fast cars. Men that had that money and that other stuff. So I believe him. So like I said, be careful of people you bring around your people, man. Family too. Because some people want what you have. And I honestly believe she want what I had. I drove nothing but nice cars. I didn't have to pay but one bill, baby. He didn't have me paying bills. We owned the house, his house. I was living with him. He paid the mortgage. Okay? Whatever I want, I got. He never questioned me about anything, my money, how much I made one. He never asked me for anything. But yet, he asking you where your money at? Because that was the thing she was telling the family that, I'm telling you, because family talk. That's what I'm telling you. They off and on, whatever, but because you running the streets. You gone all night. You're coming home with no money, but you go to work every day. He knew what you was doing, baby. He used to sell it. He knows what you're doing. So he asking you without asking. Never did me like that. So she has a type. She has a kind. She wants to be a wife that her husband will give her the world, don't ask no questions, pay. Do she, like I say, mine used to be a doughboy, hers used to be a doughboy. He changed his life because they almost took him out. And he still is a man of God. She came right out of it. That's why you know it was all fakeness. All a show. Trying to keep on to him, hold on to him. And it wasn't what she wanted, because as soon as she left him, she ended up going right back to the street, hanging out with her best friend, hanging out with her other friend, doing what she used to do. So like I said, be careful of who you bring around your loved one. Because family is worse than friends. That's why I don't mess with my family. This is a dysfunctional family. They finna be mad because I did this. What y'all mad for? That's what I want to know. What y'all mad for? It didn't happen to y'all. And if it did, a lot of y'all couldn't even handle it. And what does it matter if I'm talking about it? Why is it affecting you? And I feel like the people that's mad because I'm talking about are the same people that do the same shit she did. If you mad. Because like I said, a lot of y'all have never been in relationships. No more than about a year, 2 years. You probably never been in a relationship 5, 10 years. Y'all don't know what it's like. Very dysfunctional family. I don't know if it's like mine. Mine is the word. And we gonna get on that too. That's the next one, dysfunctional families. How they protect people that's just monsters. This family, like her, she should have been shunned. Let me tell you something. If it was me, and if I was the matriarch of the family, you know what the matriarch of the family is. Okay, and I was over the family, or the mother. Let me tell you something. She would have been shunned. Now, I would still love you because you my child. But because you did this to one of us, and that was so hurtful, you don't have to, at the family reunion, I'm going to put your table way over there, back over there, while we all over here. You can still come, but you're going to have to sit way over there. Because we going to sit over there and make sure you keep a low profile because, we don't really mess with you. But we want you to come because we love you. But all that open arms and acting like things didn't happen, no. She should be shunned. And you should be ashamed. Yeah. Everybody should know. Because I'm definitely telling everybody, I'm tagging everybody. If I ever see any of my cousins, whatever, because like I say, this shit can be passed on to the next generation. I'm breaking the family curse. We not doing this no more. So now when I see her, oh yeah, that's that auntie the one to do blase split. Watch your husband, which I heard some people doing it already. They real careful about bringing a loved one around her, and you should be. Once again, if she'll do it to me, she definitely will do it to you. So I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I've been on here. I was supposed to be on here an hour, but because I had technical difficulties, I'm sitting in the vehicle. It's gonna be all right though, y'all. Just stay with me, like, share, and subscribe. And like I said, I know who this woman is. I'll keep y'all posted on what happens because I'm sure they're mad. And I did seek legal advice, and then I'm waiting. I got people on. We ready. I hope it don't get to that because I don't have time, but I'll make time. I don't have time. I work too much. See, I got a good job. A good job. I gotta go to work. I don't have time to be taking off and going to the court and filing pay. I done found out what I gotta do, but look, if I have to take time off, because I can do that. My job would allow me to do that. Take time off and go file the paperwork and then file. I want to go on Judge Mathis, send my paperwork to him. You got to go to the court, file, then send your paperwork. That's what I'm going to do. I'm definitely going on Judge Mathis because he needs to know. That's my type of judge, my city. I'm going to Judge Mathis. I want a polygraph test, a lie detector test, because I know she's going to lie. She gonna be mad because I done aired her out, but I just wanted people to know who she was. I knew it, but I didn't think she would do it to me. Why me? Your favorite. We was cool. I got pictures, like I say. After this, I'm gonna post all the pictures, the text messages of her saying she want to see me, she love me, she miss me. But you turn around and do this to me? You don't love me. You love him. So, like I said, y'all, like, share, and subscribe. Y'all got a number there. If you always want to call, leave a message, look on the profile. You'll see the phone number there. And not only that, if y'all want to tell y'all story and talk about whatever going on in y'all life, I'm cool with that too. This is COCOTV. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's facts over here, not fiction, baby. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm about to get out of here. About to get out of here, y'all.